You get it though. That's a good question.
I did not get it.
Oh, we're doing
No,
guess the dot game.
So,
Yeah,
do you think
I'll
us
bring
three
it
have hope?
Well, I feel like you will get it. Oh, fucking hell. I feel like you will do it. But yeah, I missed out. So let me share my screen if I can remember how to do it. Nope, wrong one. Welcome to Xbox Taverns podcast. Yeah, surprise podcast. What day is it? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. 8 p.m. Roughly. Hello, welcome. We missed Sunday because everybody was ill/busy. Now we're back. We're gonna do some guess the dot game. Let me just zoom it in a little bit for you all. As I said, I've already done this and I failed tremendously, but I feel like at least one of you has got a good chance of getting this.
Wow.
I'm not going to say who.
PS1 vibes.
Yeah, it's
I was
not a horror
about to
game and
say,
it's not Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, yeah, but then Jay would
No.
have got that if it was Resident
Easily
Evil.
Jay would
I
have
would
got
hope I
it.
would have got that, yeah.
Vampire Rain?
No, the graphics are too good.
PS1, like.
Ow, ow, ow.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a Final Fantasy. I don't recognize the setting.
No, not for a Final Fantasy one, because 7's quite.
That's not 8. That's not 8, and that's not 7. So
It's definitely not 9, because 9's a bit
What
more.
do you want to
No,
try?
it's a bit
Final
more
Fantasy, see if it's a series? Because this picture
no,
makes
it's not.
Could be 9.
Ow!
I don't know.
Because 9 is quite old timey, so do Final Fantasy 9, which is IX. Just for James, because I know what he's like.
IX, Jamie. I don't think it's that.
I don't think it's that either, but that's the only thing I think of which is kind of looks themish to that.
Yeah.
Not that.
Not that.
Oh,
Oh, so that
I ain't
It's
got
a little
clue.
bit point and clicky.
Metacritic score
91%.
91.
It's not Broken Sword
No.
because that's a PC game. That doesn't look like PC graphics to me. Even
Well, it could have
could
been. It
be.
could have been a very old PC graphics.
That
I think,
looks-
right?
that
I don't know,
like
but then
the
Metacritic. How long was
19th
Metacritic available for? Because obviously Metacritic's quite recent, isn't it?
No, like
I say this
Well,
is almost in the same.
That's what I mean. It
sort
won't
of
be a
vein as
'90s
the
game.
Mist.
It won't be a '90s game that's got a
Metacritic
Metacritic
isn't
score.
Metacritic is noughties, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
so
it
it
like
won't be a 90s
Discworld
game.
or Mist or anything like that.
Mist, good shout.
Miss, do you want to guess?
It's not the first one, but it definitely could be a Mist.
What am I looking for?
Just try
Ribbon,
3 or 4, one of
Riffle?
those two.
All right, 3. Not missed.
Okay, so it's an old
So
school.
PC only.
Definitely
I ain't
not a
got-
PC
I ain't got-
game,
I ain't got a
okay.
chance of getting this one then.
Definitely not a PC game.
Definitely not a PC game.
Well, I'll give you a slight hint.
Definitely not a PC game.
Original platform was PC, but it has since come to other platforms. That's the only hint I'll
Okay.
give you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like a Baldur's Gate one. Doesn't say there can't be any of those kind of series.
I just can't think of anything that. Go to the second picture again for me, please. So there's a weird old, like a.
He is.
Is he naked, topless? No. I think
That's a Bard's Tale or something, but just Bard's Tale.
Bard's Tale. Sorry, I was doing too many.
Diablo
things.
1?
Oh, it could be a Diablo.
No, because was Diablo PC only when it
Yes.
launched?
First one.
Oh, Ross
first
is
couple,
shouting
yeah.
Diablo.
But then would Diablo 1 not be pre-Metacritic?
Not necessarily, because it's been re-released, I'm sure.
Yeah, do.
Go on, throw in Diablo. Ross is
Original
Ross is
Diablo.
kind of doing a guess.
Is 9.
Oh, you know, that could be one of the series.
What RPG though?
It's an RPG. That kind of layout does look like. Oh,
not
there
Baldur's
is.
Gate.
Oh, fuck. No, it's not Baldur's Gate. It could be one that's further along in the series, but
It's not called Eggplant.
oh,
I think he's enjoying your jumper there, Ian.
I think he does. Oh, that's
Torment. I think it's something along those lines.
What was that? Sorry.
Torment.
Torment is actually a good shout. Could it be
We're looking for down there.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Landscape Torment?
Could be Planescape Torment.
No? Sure.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
Well, you
No,
should
but I
be.
mean, I'm not sure.
Ah!
There we go. There we
Nicely
go.
job, Gray. With the
Well done,
torment.
Gray.
To no one's surprise, the person I thought would get this was Gray. because I know he's made these ones. At least some of these sort of ones. Like, what was it? My final guess was Neverwinter Nights, but obviously,
Yeah, that's part of the same series because you
Yeah.
got Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights, and this one was Planescape where you're like come out from hell. Yeah, yeah.
I might have got it on the last one because the last one does look very Neverwinter Nights here as well. So yeah.
I wish I get the Planescape. I would just know it as Torment. I tried to play through that one, but it's not as fun story wise as the others. It's a bit of a slog. It's still fun, but just not as good as the others.
Well,
I
nicely
did a lot
job there, Graham.
I did a lot of Neverwinter Nights. This is bloody what?
Yeah,
Back
that
when I
was big.
18, 19. I did a lot of Neverwinter Nights. It was like RPG realms. So there was like Grandmasters and stuff, that Dungeon Masters, whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Where they actually like make stories for you and stuff, and put loads of different items in. It was bloody good fun. Love role playing and stuff.
yeah, that one was one of the better ones. That was massive. The same as Baldur's Gate. So many expansions and stuff.
Yeah, because they obviously
Favorite ones, and that one didn't get as much love as the others.
No, first not Planescape did because no Torment did. I mean, because it's got 91%, isn't it?
Yeah,
was this one of the ones they re-released? Because they obviously did Neverwinter Nights and Icewind Dale, like you said. I'm sure they re-released Planescape Torment recently.
possibly. I think it was possibly in the same bundles that they did.
It might say scroll down.
Oh, this is just I
Oh,
don't know if these AI generated these little blurbs because they all follow the same pattern, and I can't see everybody writing exactly the same sort of words there. But I could ask Jeeves, I suppose, but I'm not going to. Not enough. I'm not that interested. But nice to talk there, Graham. Number 4. Well done.
Good. That's like a
guess the game 997. We're nearly 1,000 games of guess the dot game.
I feel like we should save 1,000 for the Sunday show. Just not do 1,000 and then just
we could have a little
like 500
because 1,000 is going to be what 98, 99 Friday's game, isn't it? So if you leave that 2 days and do that on Sunday,
we could save Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then do it all in one go. That's
sounds
one
good
big
to me.
guess the dot
I
game.
mean, I never do it anyway.
I will try to save it. I can't promise I'll remember, but I'll try because I love doing it every single morning, or indeed at 2 a.m. when I get up for a piss.
Ish.
Are we ished?
Unnecessary.
Ish.
Yes. Anyway, right.
Go for a
Let's get into
piss.
the Xbox Tavern proper show, shall we? Where we talk about all sorts of video games, including the PlayStation 5. That's what we like to talk about here. Right. Let's get cracking. How do we do this again? Ross, where are you? I need you. Hello, good evening, and good welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern Tuesday edition. Wow, super special. We missed Sunday, but a few people were ill, a few people were otherwise engaged, and a few people were very hungover, including, well, he wasn't even back in the country yet, but 1.975236 Millie Man Ian. Hello, Millie Man.
About 981. I've gone a bit higher.
Oh, and he's still not hit the 2 million. I'm catching you up now.
Oh, 982. So I just looked. 1982010.
Wow. See, you truly are retired because you've taken all this time to get anywhere near that.
Hardly anything last month.
Well, you've been busy off gallivanting around Europe, which you'll hear all about later, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag indeed. And we're going to say Guten Tag to the one and only MPV Graham. Come on in, MPV Graham.
Good. Hello.
Good. Hello. Sorry, I mixed the order up this week just because I wanted to use that segue.
You want to be racist?
Oh, nicely.
I thought I mixed the order.
How are you? Are you well? Are you excited about Tuesday at 8 p.m?
Yes. More refreshed, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah, feeling better.
I feel jealous now because I am still a broken man.
Well, you will do these sort of things to yourself, Ian. I don't know. Terrible. We're not young men anymore.
No. Well,
we're not young men anymore.
Some will never.
My German cup as well to represent.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's no. It's a. What's it called?
It's it's like a plastic version, isn't it?
It's a caca version.
Oh, Thunderstruck.
Show us again.
There we go. Thunderstruck. Verden Brennan player. Matthias. No, what's his name? I don't know what his name is. Oh no, Oliver Deman.
That's no Thunderstruck Cacker, is it? Right, let's get you off the screen.
Thunderstruck Deman.
But who is Thunderstruck? The one and only special guest Pete. He's always Thunderstruck. Come on in. How are you?
I am well, thank you, Jamie. Good evening, everyone. It's a lovely Tuesday evening to be talking about video games.
It sounds like you've
and
got your football announcer voice on there. I like that.
I'm still in quiz mode from the last time I was on there.
A quiz? Should we do a quiz? That sounds like no. Maybe
What?
one day.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
one day. Maybe if you haven't seen special guest Pete's quiz from a couple of weeks ago now, go watch it. It's very good. Lots of fun. I won't tell you who won, but shenanigans.
Plenty of shenanigans.
Opposite shenanigans, though, unfortunately. But yeah, go watch it.
Fucking love
Check out.
Halo as well.
It was tremendous. Exactly. A lot of Halo, and I didn't do very well. But did I win? No. Anyway,
Halo questions.
Yes. Well, welcome, as I said, to this super special Tuesday edition of Xbox Times Xpod Tavern, which you normally record each and every Sunday 8 p.m.
Yes.
That was very delayed.
Yeah.
Unsynchronized ish.
It was like, ish.
Nice. I like it. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about games we've been playing. We're going to talk about all sorts of good stuff. We're going to. We've been a bit lax on the Project Game Pass front. I think we're going to get back to it next week. We'll talk about it next week when we're back. But we're probably going to play some games with Scottish Gruff Ross, who isn't with us this evening. He's busy looking after his poorly wife. Hello, get well soon and all that. But yes, we'll be back.
He's not dead. Don't worry.
No, not yet. But yeah, with Project Game Pass, we'll be back next week. We'll discuss that as and when. But for now, we're going to talk about the games we have been playing. And I'm going to go to special guest Pete first because he's been playing a fairly new release called Sniper Elite Resistance. Special guest Pete,
Pew pew.
tell me about this game.
I will tell you about this game, Sniper Elite Resistance. So basically, if you've played Sniper Elite franchise before, you know exactly what to expect because it's the same good formula once again. Hunting around, killing Nazis with X-ray kills with these sniper rifles, or you can sneak around and snuff them out. You can go. You don't have to be a stealthy sniper though, Graham. If you want to play it, you can go gung-ho and just kill everyone in sight with a machine gun or with your sniper rifle. There's no need to go in the shadows.
No, it's the wrong way to play it.
Oh, I know.
That was a choice. That was never going to be a choice.
I always try my hardest to be as stealthy as possible, and it generally usually fails at least once or twice per mission. But it is fun trying to, because the map is like quite huge. Obviously, you've got like a few objectives on each map. There's 9 in total right now, different missions. You have got obviously your main objectives, and you have side objectives that you can kind of like find out during the mission, and just try not to get killed and sniper. Like, well, actually, the point I was trying to say is obviously because the map's so big, there's usually more than one way to find an objective. So, like in the second or third map, there was this piece of intel I had to find at the top of this house, and the both doors were locked. So the only way. Well, one way to get into this door was to blow it open with a satchel charge, but I didn't have one because I used it on a safe. Sorry, yeah, I used it earlier trying to blow a safe place up. But what I found out is that you can actually kind of go around the other side of the building, climb out the window, and kind of almost Nathan Drake style, kind of shimmy across windows and up and down pipes, and you can actually go in the room you need to via a backdoor window. So you don't really get penalised for wanting to blow stuff up. You can, complete these tasks in more than one way. In each map, there's like a kill list. So there's a specific person to kill, like an army general or something, and the checklist it gives you kind of in a nice inventive way to kill them. So one of the ones I just did was the level you saw there on that trailer. There's like a dam, and you got to kill this guy. And the best way to what is it? Tell what you on your screen, Greg.
He's being attacked by some cats.
Yeah. Basically, it tells you to make the guy fall off the dam, and obviously you can get creative. The best way I found out was I found a nice sniping spot. I had a generator that was going bang to kind of hide my sniper noise, and I basically just collapsed his the wooden crates under his foot, so he basically just plummeted to his death, and everyone's none the wiser because they think he just fell to his death like a moron. Some of the issues are still there, like from number 5, where if someone sees you, like everyone on the whole map suddenly knows where you are, like, and a bit like Uncharted, they do have kind of like pinpoint accuracy with their bullets, which can be obviously frustrating. And they seem to never run out of ammo either, which can obviously, if you're just hiding behind a rock and they're just permanently shooting you, like, right, okay, I'll wait here for a little bit. They're not stopping. Okay, I'll just let them kill me and start again. Because the autosave feature is pretty cool, actually. It dives you pretty much straight back into where you were, so there's no kind of long... If you've done like 2/3 of the objective, you don't have to start that again. You can basically just start off from pretty much 10 seconds before you died if you made a mistake. So, all in all, another good entry, and I'm kind of on mission 6 out of 9 now. So, yeah, the games it does recommend about 10 hours to play, but that's if you just rush. Basically, I'm spending at least... I spent like an hour and a half on most maps, to be honest. So it's having a good time. It's I saw the review go up on the Xbox7.com. I think was it AJ? Was it who gave it a? Yeah, sorry, he gave it a 7.1. I'd probably give it a bit higher, like a 7.5, because even though it is more goodness, it doesn't really innovate too much. It is pretty much more of the same. Bit like you would be like a FIFA, where it's just same game, just different maps and different people to kill. But yeah, having a good time.
Nice. Is it like
it's multiplayer?
I was going to say, this multiplayer. Have you tried that yet?
No, but I imagine it works the same as it did last year. I think me and you had a go. Jamie didn't. I think me and Ian had a go to test out for the review because we got a review code last year. And I think me and you, Jamie, we did the invasion mode or the Axis mode, which is there again. So basically, if you're mental and you want someone to come hurt you, you can play the Axis mode where your lobby is open to invasion, and luckily only to one person, and they can basically you're on a mission and they will basically invade your mission, and you're basically 2 snipers out to. It's basically the first person to snipe each other wins. Obviously, if the person playing the story mission dies, then obviously they just reset, and the person who invaded the mission gets a well done, you won, pat on the back kind of thing. So yeah, returning features, nothing too new, but it's not really a multiplayer game. But I've seen some clips of these guys who are pro snipers, and they just go on this within like 2 minutes. They're just ruining people on each map, which luckily you can't do it to the same person over and over. But yeah, fun times.
Nice. Yeah, well, that was quite fun when we played that mode where we were like, what's the right word? Flanking them.
Yes, because he was shooting him. He was shooting him, wasn't he? And I was drawing his fire, and you managed to sneak around behind him, flank him, and do him from behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, look, Ian's already got the eggplants on. We don't need to get him any more excited than he.
Yeah, it's why I suggested it for Game Pass, because I think it could be quite a fun thing, Project Game Pass, because it'd be quite a fun game to play.
Is it up to 4 players, or is it just a 2?
I think you can do up to 4 players. So yeah.
Yeah, but it could be an option. Like I said, we've still got to decide on.
But it's a game that's not everyone's cup of tea, so it's fine if.
What are you on about? Graham loves a bit of stealth, and then everybody else is will put up with it if we need to. Yeah, well,
happily sniping you
guys on the inside right now.
He said stealth was optional, so
it's very much optional. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. Sniper Elite Resistance out on Game Pass now, and like Pete said, you can go read James's review on XboxTavern.com as well. Another review on XboxTavern.com you can read is my review of Lonely Mountain and Snow Riders, and someone by the name of Milliman Ian has been playing it. So, Milliman Ian, tell me your opinion on Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
Yeah, so I finally get around to it. Obviously, we spoke about it on a couple of weeks ago when you mentioned it. But yeah, I finally managed to get some chance to get to it, and I forgot how good these Lonely Mountain games. Obviously, the first one was obviously the bicycle when we go downhill. And I feel like they've improved it quite differently, but also I feel like they've made some good tweaks and changes to make it a little bit more. Well, obviously, able fun with it being multiplayer, which I haven't tried out yet. But like the fact that you can actually, you can see the paths you're taking. Obviously, it doesn't. I was talking to Jay earlier about it. Like you don't always see it, but after, like, say you did one mistake, okay, I won't go down that way because that's a bit of a too sharp turn, or roughly exactly what kind of turn you might need to make if you need to turn early or later from the path that it leaves on the ground. So that's quite cool because obviously it's the snow, so it leaves all your ski paths. But yeah, I've had I think I've done about the first 3 maps I've done so far. First 4 I've done the first world. And there's things like 4 different worlds, maybe.
I think there's 3 with 4 runs, each with 2 runs within them. So there's quite a lot of variety to choose from.
Yeah, I see. Yes, I've done the first 4 of the first one. Yeah, because there's a blue track and there's a black track. Yeah, make it obviously a bit harder. So I've done the first 4 of the blue ones, and yeah, it's fairly good fun. The fact that you can do tricks and like you can do backflips to kind of make yourself go a bit. It feels like sometimes if you do a backflip or even a spin, it feels like you go a bit further. But I'm not too sure.
You might do. I never found any real reason to use them, so I just never bothered. But maybe I was missing a trick there. Maybe that's why I was struggling so much to do the black runs.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, so I felt like when you do the jump, you do a backflip. Kind of, I felt like every time I was going for a bigger jump, I did like a backflip or a spin. Mainly, usually was a backflip because I found that was the easiest one to do by pulling the R stick back. And that, I felt like I was always landing my jumps there and then. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable game. I'm looking forward to hopefully trying out soon with one of you guys with the multiplayer mode because I think that could be a bit more carnage, especially if you can ride into each other.
Did you have the same frustrations as Jamie? Because I remember listening to him last week saying it was like, oh, one more game, I'm going to do it. Did you have like a similar experience?
I'm just good at games.
I was going to say you're just too good at it.
I'm Millie Van Ian, and I'm so good at Lonely Mountain.
He's just got better reflexes. He's a younger man. He's got better reflexes.
Exactly, yeah. I'm a year younger than you, baby.
He just knows how to cope with the runs.
Look at Graham whipping out all the dad jokes today.
But yeah, I think I've only done the first world, so obviously you got the quite time sensitive. But I felt like I wouldn't say I struggled so far. I haven't tried it in the black ones or the later levels. Obviously, I know in the first map makes it easy on you, so it kind of warms into it. But I managed to do most of the objectives either first or second try. So for me, it felt like it's doable. But again, like I said, hopefully they ramp it up a bit more difficulty, especially the black ones do seem a bit more difficult because in like I said, you have to get in a certain time, but only getting crashed twice. And if it's like anything like the first one, the downhill one, I will be obviously trying a few times to get them, especially if I have to change the skis and stuff. I feel like the skis they change, but you have to level up this time to get different skis, and I feel like they're going to be a bit more challenging, especially if they're like the bicycles where they're different types of bikes with different types of skis. See how fast you can go, or if you can jump higher and stuff like that. So
yeah, they definitely make a difference. I've only unlocked the first 3, the first one and then the next 2. But yeah, you can feel a difference when you're playing. Like whether they are actually suited to that run or whether you need to change out for one of the other ones. Yeah, but I mean, either way, I did terribly towards the end of the game. I did most of the blue runs weren't too bad, but trying to do the black ones, no fucking chance.
You can do me though.
Oh, easy. On a Tuesday, on a fucking Tuesday.
Did you not hear Jay? You can't do the black ones.
I need some practice. I need to practice.
He can't handle me. It's fine.
All right. Well, go on.
No, so yeah. So I think I'll probably recommend it. It's like I feel like as well, it's one of those ones. At the moment now, you can feel like it's very much a pick up and play. So you can kind of pick it up, have a few runs, do a couple. Maybe do one map, do one, and then you can go play something else. It's quite good. Yeah. It's not like one where you sit there play constantly, or get invested in the story because there's no story. It's just go downhill.
The story of the mountain and trying to overcome one's obstacles
in the mountains.
Nice. Well, yeah, like I said, my review's up on xboxtavern.com right now. You can go read Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. I definitely prefer it over downhill. I did. I very much enjoyed it. As terrible as I was, I very much enjoyed it.
I think the multiplayer mode would make a difference. I'm looking forward to trying that out.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to make a massive change doing it with you lot, like you said, because as I said the other week, trying to match make it was either non-existent or just glitchy and people quitting out left, right, and center. So it'd be good to actually play a proper game of it. But maybe next week.
Thing come to stream with us a lot because I imagine there'll be a lot of frustrations going.
There will be a lot of frustrations. A lot of,
move my phone out of the room.
Yeah, a lot of swearing and a lot of shenanigans. But yeah,
if you can ride into each other, just stay away from Graham.
I can't.
Graham never sabotages. What are you talking about?
Maybe there's collision.
He always plays fair.
There is. Yeah, naturally.
I think Graham and play fair in the same sentence is not something.
It's harsh.
Harsh but fair.
No, I play within the rules. It just might not be your rules.
My own rules.
The rules of of shenanigans. That's all it is. Yeah.
If it's possible, they wouldn't put it in the game.
Enforce the rule.
Well, thank you very much, Ian. I look forward to playing that at some point with you lot. Graham.
Yes.
Graham. I see. I feel like your list is still fairly similar, much like mine, to the last 2 or 3 weeks. But tell us a little bit more about this game called Dynasty Warriors Origins.
It's hard to add more new stuff onto it, but it's following quite closely to the novel, the sort of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's about sort of ancient China where there were these kind of battles going on, and they include the right kind of names of the battles in the right kind of areas, and basically you pick one of the 3 main leaders of Cao Cao, who's on the screen there, either Liu Bei or Sun Jian. And so there's 3 different ways you can kind of play out the kind of game, depending on which leader you choose to follow. And it's just so much fun to do these kind of a couple of thousand enemies. And I can't get enough of it. I'm still sort of playing my way kind of through it. It's hard to sort of constantly play your way through it. You can get a little bit of fatigue after a while when it's relentlessly just smashing through enemies relentlessly. But I mean, it does give you sort of different objectives to make you try different weapons, different tactics, etc. So it does try to instill a little bit of variety into the game. But graphically it is decent. Gameplay wise, it's easy enough to sort of pick up and play. You can there's sort of deflects, evades. There's a lot of different kind of bits of the game, but they're all kind of easy to kind of learn. And once you've got it, you can kind of work out the combat quite easily. But it's just a fun hack and slash one to pass the time. Not too difficult to sort of master, and great fun to sort of plow through the story and see how it all kind of unfolds, and just to try. There's like 10 or so different weapons that you can try from, so it's a good variety to sort of master. You're not just using the same weapon over and over again, and the different skills as well. So enjoyable, but I'm still kind of working my way through it. I'm into one of the far on chapters now. I think it's into its kind of conclusional period. But there's loads of different kind of mini and side quests and things that you can do if you're not getting enough fill from the main story to keep it going.
Good.
But, it is good.
So we look forward to review on xboxtavern.com from you in the next period of time, I imagine.
Yep. I was hoping to get more of it done today, but as you can see, we are here, and work's been chaotic as well, so I haven't been able to get a few bits done there either. But I will be getting it up as soon as I can.
Easy, right? Nice. Well,
definitely.
Not going to say it.
That was deliberate.
Yes, it always is. Anyway, so speaking of reviews coming up on xboxtavern.com, I've been playing more of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which do you know what? I keep going back and forth on whether I like it or not. It's now the review embargo is up now, so I can talk about it a bit more freely than I've been able to in the past. And I can tell it's a very well made game. It's got a lot to offer if you really want to spend the time getting into it. You've got a hell of a lot of sort of not realism, but like you're really grounded in the world, so everything you do takes time. You have to do it like with precision. You have to be careful about what you do. It's not like Skyrim where you can rob someone's house and then they go, "Hey, you stop there, criminal scum," and then you pay the fine and off you go.
My mother.
Yeah. But you've got to be considerate of what you're wearing. You've got to be considerate of if you're clean or whether you stink, whether you haven't washed for ages. You've got to be considerate of whether you've even look like you're going to try and go into a place you're not allowed to go into, or whether you've robbed someone, or whether you've killed someone, or even if you just told someone to fuck off. Basically, it's so in depth in terms of like the relationships between you and everybody in the world, and the guards, the people, everyone.
Yeah,
And
I was reading on that. I was reading because obviously, even though I'm retired, I was looking at the achievements and stuff. Apparently, there's an achievement where you're not allowed to eat any meat or kill any animals.
Yeah,
so it makes you go. You have to go pure vegetarian if you want to
Yeah.
like get the like an actual achievement and best ending.
And that's the other thing as well. Like in terms of something like you say, like food, like you can eat food that you've cooked. You can eat food that's sort of fruit and vegetables and stuff that's easy. Or you can the longer you hold food and stuff in your inventory, the more it goes off, and eventually you'll end up eating food that's spoiled and will make you ill. You can become an alcoholic. You can become dependent on potions, and it's the depth of it is incredible. And I really wish I had no job to go to, so I could just play that all day, because it is something I could easily see myself, if I had the time, spending probably hundreds of hours playing.
It's the same protagonist as number 1, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Henry come back.
Do you start fresh again with like this?
So
I don't think there's.
I haven't played the first one, but what they tend to do is the opening scene is it's sort of setting the scene and sort of giving people a sort of flashback as to what happened in the last game, and then something happens in the story and it comes up on the screen saying Henry's lost all of his powers and his ability. Basically, he got knocked out, and he's not forgotten everything, but all of his items he had and all of his skills that he had learned, he sort of have gone away now for some reason. So you do start again, but it's not just a case of start again because we said so. They tried to throw a bit more behind it.
Yeah, because I played number 1, but not too much, because I was rubbish at the combat. I couldn't get to grips with the amount of buttons you had to press to swing a sword and sheath it and block and stuff. I remember reading online that like if you were good enough, you could, if you kind of killed a guard early on, you could basically just nick all his armor and weapons. Is that possible in number 2 to just pick a fight with someone and steal all their stuff?
You can fight anyone, but if you do call for anyone, if you do fight anyone, you've shit out of luck because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like you said, like trying to get into the combat of you got the different body parts you can aim for, and then you've also got to consider that you can parry, but they can parry. You can defend, they can defend. You can counterattack, they can counterattack. You're not overpowered in terms of you've got more abilities than the enemies. They can do everything you can do back to them. And if you're fighting more than one enemy at a time, you've got shit out of luck, basically. I don't really like the combat very much. I try to avoid it wherever possible, but sometimes you've got no choice. And I started to get into the swing of it. I actually won a fight the other day. I was like, go on. One of the train, like not the real fight, like the training ones where they, at the end they go, oh, that was a good fight, good training session. And then after that, I've just been beaten down every other chance that they've given. Every other guard I've come across, they're like, fuck you. But yeah, so the world is incredibly deep, incredibly well built. But I was sort of on the other side of the coin of that. It's so hard to get anything done because, again, something like Skyrim, for example, again, you've got a very simple skill tree system. You've got a very simple sort of leveling up system where you know where you are at all times. You know what you can do. You know what you want to do, stuff like that. This one, it's so deep and obtuse that it's almost impossible to really keep on top of it unless, again, that is all you're playing. And as you know, I like to play a lot of different stuff at once. It's just so much to take in and so much to learn. And even now, I've played it for probably 20-25 hours maybe, and I still don't really understand quite why when I level up I can only pick from 1 or 2 perks rather than every perk. I don't understand, and I'm half lost at times, to be quite honest with you. It's been such a hard thing to get into. And also, again, because on with the depth of things like worrying about what you're wearing and whether you've washed and blah blah blah. One of the frustrations I've had in the last day or so is I'm on a mission at the minute. I won't spoil anything. I won't detail any of it, but I got to an area where I can no longer manually save, because you can only manually save if you've got a certain item on you.
Yeah.
And that has been taken away from me for whatever reason.
You know what you did.
And I know what I did. But again, I won't spoil it. And so I'm relying on auto saves. But the problem is the auto saves have saved after I've done something else, which I shouldn't have done, perhaps. But I didn't realize I'd done. And what has resulted in me having to do this evening before we come on here was load a save that was like 3 hours before where I was, and try and start again, because I literally couldn't get anywhere. And even then, I've reloaded it. I've started doing it again, and I still couldn't succeed. So I end up looking up a guide again. Now it's out. There's some guides out, and what they say to do and what I was doing are two very, very different things. But even then, I followed the guide, and I still can't fucking do it, because you like I said, you've got to be so careful. Even just looking like you're going to steal something, the guards are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I'm just walking. Like I put one foot in the wrong area, and they're like, "No, come here, you're in trouble." Just can I see? Yeah, it's really hard to figure out where you can go, where you can't go, where you should be, where you shouldn't be. Sometimes you have to steal some stuff, which might have got me in trouble, I will admit. But sometimes you get away with it, and other times, again, the reason I had to load a save up was because they would suddenly decided that they knew I stole a load of stuff when no one saw me steal anything, and that was hours ago. And then they were like, you think you can thieve here, can you? I was like, no.
Your character black.
I mean, I tried.
That's one answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you have an item on you or something, maybe?
Well, at one point, yes. But then when I reloaded another save that was a bit earlier, I got rid of all of them. And they stopped saying that I'd thieved things that I had on me, but they still somehow knew that I thieved things. And then the choice is either fight back, run away, or pay the fine. You can't pay the fine, you can't fight back, and you can't run away. And no matter what you choose, you end up dying. And this particular section, again, without spoiling too much, is like a time-limited one. So you've got to do a certain part of the quest within a certain amount of time.
Yikes.
And if you get caught, then that time elapses, and then you have to go back to another save. So it's frustrating. I was starting to really get into it, and then I hit this particular point I'm at now, and I almost threw my controller through the screen earlier on, because I can't fucking do it. Because I literally don't know what's gone wrong, and it's like I said, it's either load a save even further back than the 3 hour save I loaded earlier on, or try and figure something else out, and I've no idea what to do, and it's annoying the shit at me, because up until then, like I said, I was starting to get into the flow of it, and the guide I looked at did say it's one of the most what's the right word?
Frustrating?
Not frustrating, like real, like particular missions. Like you've got to do this in a particular way, otherwise you're going to be stuffed. And yeah, without knowing that beforehand, I was fucking stuffed. So yeah, basically, I'm not cut out for medieval England or medieval Poland. Sorry.
Did you say how many hours you spent in that save?
Well, including the time I had to go back, about 25 hours, I reckon, so far.
So you reckon that point's about halfway in, or?
No, and that's the other thing. I'm probably not even a quarter of the way in yet. It's huge. It is massive. And like I said, you can spend so much time doing stuff, which I made the mistake of spending a lot of time early on doing, silly little things like spending too long crafting items and crafting weapons and stuff like that, which I didn't really need to do. But it's, I can see why it's good, and I can see why it's been getting some really good reviews. But personally, at this point in time, I am sick to death of it, and I just want to play something else.
I was surprised they made number 2, because number 1 was such a Marmite game. You either got it or you didn't.
Yeah,
and
I
usually
feel like
you have
that's
that kind of reception. When you usually have that kind of like reception, you don't usually tend to get like a sequel, because obviously half the people that did like the first one aren't going to venture into the second one.
Yeah.
If it's got the same mechanics. But yeah, sounds like you're having a great time.
Yeah, like I said, I can see why it's good, and like I can. There was parts of it I was enjoying once I got into the flow of it and sort of figuring out some of the peculiarities of it. But it is a game that sort of intentionally says, "Do you know what? Fuck you. You're not going to have any fun unless you really try." I just want to have some fun. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have to put too much effort in. I work fucking hard enough as it is. I don't want to be fucking coming home and be like, oh, now I need to live a second life. Yeah,
It's the Sims for you.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Like I said, I keep playing them all this week and see if I can get past this Poxy mission. But yeah, it's going to be one of them, like you said, Pete, a Marmite game. Either you're going to really get into it, or you're going to be like me and be like, "Fuck this! This is this is too much. I can't be arsed with this." But yeah, so we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Right, that's enough ranting because again, I've got to write a whole review, so I need to save some of it.
Just get the whole audio and do a video review, and there you go. You don't need to do a written one. Don't need to do a written one.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to throw to. Let's go back to Pete, I guess now. And you've been playing a game called Civ 6 here. I guess in anticipation for Civ 7. And while you talk about this, I'm not being rude. I've just got to run off and sort the kids out quickly. I'll be back. But tell us about Civilization 6 and all of the wonders behold within.
So yeah, it's a game I've been playing. I'm not sure why, but obviously this year I haven't really played my Xbox that a lot. I've been a lot on my gaming on my laptop. There was a Steam sale over Christmas, and I managed to get the whole of Civilization 6 and all its DLC for about 15 quid on Steam. And I was like, yeah, I like these games, why not? And yeah, it's kind of Civ 6. If you haven't played it, it's basically the ultimate kind of turn-based strategy game. Nothing like Baldur's Gate or anything that. It's more of like an RTS feel, but it's turn-based. And, you know, it's not just a simple build your base and kill the enemy teams. There's a lot of different ways you can win. And you can actually start. There's different eras that you can obviously progress through a campaign or a skirmish or whatever, but you can obviously start at the latter points as well. But most games you get about 500 turns. And obviously if you start from scratch, then you're basically in the it's not even medieval era, it's like the caveman era. I can't remember what they call it. And your units are your units are kind of spearmen or slingers that basically just throw rocks at you. And you know, like I said, there's multiple ways to kind of win a game. You can win by eliminating all your opponents. But to be fair, by the time you've actually amassed an army, the AI already have a very solid base. You can do a religion victory, which means I think you can create your own religion, or you can take on the Catholic religion, and you can kind of spread that throughout all your cities if you've made more than one. And then you can then spread your religion to kind of the other AI. You can make friends with AI. You can go to war with them. But obviously, if you're friendly with all AIs, you can convert them to your religion, and you can win a religion victory. You can do a science victory where you cycle through all the ages. So you go through like the caveman era, medieval era, all the way to kind of modern science era, where you can win. Well, I mean, you can launch nukes into people's bases, which is fun. Or you can kind of launch satellites into thing, and you know, like get a science victory. And it is like the ultimate turn-based RTS kind of game. Yeah, it doesn't have like a story mode like Command and Conquer. It's just simply right. Choose your map. Choose how many AI you want. Choose how hard you want it to be. Go and try and win. And even without the DLC, there's you get to pick what a leader you want to be. So there's leaders all throughout, obviously, the centuries. There's George Washington. There's Attila the Hun. There's I can't remember. There's loads.
Gandhi?
Sorry,
Gandhi.
Yeah, I think Gandhi's one. Yeah, and obviously each leader has its own perks. Like I think Caesar or one of the Roman ones. Like you're sick because obviously when you decide where you want to settle your city, you have to build your city up to obviously, you know, be able to progress it and all that kind of stuff. And I forgot my train of thought there for a second, but I hate that. I hate my brain. But anyway, yeah, it is obviously it is because I saw Civ 7 coming soon to Xbox. I was like, oh, I've got Civ 6 on the Xbox, but I ended up playing it on Steam. It is console friendly, but it's just easier to play with a kind of a point and mouse click game than it is to kind of try and
it's similar to like
around
Age
with
of
a controller.
Empires. I refuse to play it on the Xbox.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying. See
Age
the
of
get
Empires,
onto the PC is absolutely fine.
yeah, like Age of Empires actually did a really good job of kind of transferring the controls from PC controls to an Xbox controller. It's still not ideal, but it's done a better job than most. And again, Civ 6, it was just fun to play on the laptop while I was just sitting on my swivel chair going, yep, I'm going to do all this. And like the game is super hard. Like even, obviously, I started a game on the easiest difficulty just to kind of like ease myself in to kind of how it worked, because I haven't played a Civ game since I think the one that came out on the 360, which I think was just called Civilization Revolution.
Spin-off one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't played one really since then. So, and then obviously, like I said, because I saw level 7, I was like, I dive into this one, and it's a fun time, but it takes a long time. This isn't something that you can just pick up and play and be done in 10 minutes. You know, you can, depending on how much cities and stuff you do. Obviously, the first 10 turns, you've only got one city. But by the time you get to turn like 200, you might have 5 or 6 cities that you're building up. So turns will take longer depending on what you want to do in each cities and where you're potentially moving units, because you can create trade units with boats and other stuff. And it's just... But yeah, and you can sabotage things, like you can send enemy spies into cities to see what they're doing, all this kind of stuff. And it's just, as I said, it's not a game that you can just pick up and play. It is, you are going to need several sessions to get to, the turn 500 if you set yourself that limit.
I'm sorry if I missed it, but are you playing on your own or are you playing against
I was playing by myself because obviously I haven't played the game for a few years, so I wanted to make sure. I mean, I'll never play online anyway because I'm just not that good. I haven't got the time to sit there for 500 turns for like 8 hours. But then, like I said, you can start later on. So if you do want to start a game that's literally in the modern era, you can, and you can win. You can win in about 30, 50 turns, depending on what you research, which obviously is a lot shorter than the 500 turns. But yeah, it's a fun time, but it's a grind. I'll tell you that much.
Fair enough. So are you going to be picking up Civ 7 then now you've been playing this one, or was it just
I mean, the problem is the price is so bloody expensive, but I'm tempted to see if we get a review code and do it that way. But it's like, I think it's, hang on, I know like the ultimate version is like 120 quid.
Jeez.
Yeah,
and that came with a few days early access because I don't think it's out just yet, but reviews are out already.
It's out like next week or something. Hang on, let me do some shopping.
James gatekeeping it.
You got to ask for these things. You got to put the requests in. I'm not psychic.
You just said it.
I mean, you're looking at about 60, 70 quid for the just the base version, which is not too bad to be fair in today's world. But yeah, it's not something I would want to pay full price for. Does that make sense? Even though it is fantastic, it's not something that I would always spend my time. It's a game that you need to spend a lot of time in, and I'm not too sure I would spend £70 of the time playing it.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll get some more opinions on a new Civ game. It seems to have got a bit of mixed reviews. I saw VGC gave it 5 out of 5, and then Eurogamer gave it 2 out of 5. So yeah, I haven't read any of them because again, I'm not.
I've seen they've tried to implement a few new things which didn't seem to go down too well. Like Eurogamer's given it 2 out of 5.
Yeah, but Eurogamer always grumpy. So.
IGN 7 out of 10, but obviously that's IGN. But it is very mixed reviews because I think a lot of the keen players that play the Civ games a lot are like, well, these new features were supposed to be cool, but they've kind of made the game worse. Yeah. So it would just see how the game develops in the next few weeks / months.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We'll go from there. Thank you very much. Civilization 6. You played it on Steam, you said, right?
I did, yeah. I bought it. There was like a Steam sale over Christmas, and it was like 15 quid for like instead of 100 quid. So I was like, "Yep, that'll do."
Nice. Very nice indeed. Right, okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to jump in very quickly next and go for another one before we get to the Nintendo minute very shortly as well. I started playing another game last night when I was fed up of fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 called RoboBeat. Now, This is anybody here? Oh no, I asked you this earlier on. Has anybody here ever seen or played Pistol Whip?
Who?
Pistol Whip. It's a VR game, but it's basically shooting that is a light gun shooter, but it's set to the beat, so you're shooting to the rhythm of the music. This one's a first-person shooter, much like something like Doom, but it's again set to the rhythm of the beat, to the music. So you're timing your bullet shots to the beat of the music. You got a little timer on screen that comes up to sort of give you the little bit of a helping hand to keep in rhythm with it. And I played the first level or two last night, like I said, after I was sick of that other game, and it's actually really, really good fun. I didn't quite know what to expect going in, but it's something real simple, real quick to get into. It's just, as you can see, obviously you can't hear it because I can't play the music, but those little flashing beats in the middle of the screen there keep on in time with the music, and then you've just got to shoot the enemies that spawn you're stuck in a sort of a single room. And then as you clear each room, you get to a new room. It's almost like a roguelike, although you don't necessarily have to start completely from scratch when you die. And as you go through this different rooms to unlock. So if you're watching the video now, you can see the doors on the wall. Some of them have got like presents, some of them have got skulls, some have got ammo, stuff like that. And depending on what door you go through, you get a different room to follow into, basically. And some will replenish your health and ammo, some will give you a harder boss, some will give you harder rooms to fight, but you get better rewards at the end of it, etc., etc. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's real simple to play. You can dual wield it again, as you can see if you're watching the video. You can have two different guns, so as you go through, you can unlock different guns to play with. I found one, I forget the name of it, but it was like a electricity gun, basically, and it fired on every 2 beats, but if you hit an enemy, it scattered the shots out to ones around them as well. And then you get your pistol, which fires on every beat and does sort of basic damage, but if you can upgrade it to get different headshot bonuses and stuff like that.
So you aren't mainly shooting, it's shooting for you?
No, you are shooting, but you have to time it to keep in
right,
rhythm with the music. And you can pick I don't know how many songs there are. I've unlocked like 6 different songs so far, but you can pick any song to play at any time. You don't have to pick level A doesn't have song A. You can play level A and you get to pick whatever song you want to play on it. Some of them are faster paced, some of them are slower paced. I like the faster ones personally because then you can just get into a nice sort of constant rhythm. The slower ones are because it's such a fast moving game. You're sort of flying around and you want to keep firing. You get little bonus scores as well if you keep on the beat for a good amount of time. And yeah, it's just simple, good music based shooting action. Did anyone play? Was it Metal Hellsinger last year or the year before? It's similar to that, but possibly. I enjoyed this much more than that because I found that really hard to get into. Whereas this one is almost like pick up and play. You get different powers.
Was quite cool, bit okay, but like Hi-Fi Rush, you kind of it's kind of a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah,
but once you learn understand the beat, it flows well. But yeah, I think when I did Hellsinger, it took me a good couple hours before I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. Same with Hi-Fi Rush.
I really like the idea of it. After a couple of levels, I really couldn't get the hang of that particular game. But yeah, this one's much simpler, much easier to get into. And yeah, just lots of fun. You get different powers you can unlock as you go through. Like I got one where it throws out an electric attack which launches them in the air. You get like a teleport and a shield, and you can combo deflecting attacks and like a powered attack as well. And I haven't delved into it fully yet again because I only played it for an hour or two last night after the other game. Recommend it so far. Full review will come in xboxtavern.com at some point in the next week or so as well. I would recommend checking it out if you're into a bit of rhythm-based action. Give it a go.
Can you play along to the song maps too?
I don't think anyone should ever play along to the songs maps because that would be the most tedious fucking game in the world.
It'd be a good shooting rhythm.
No, it fucking wouldn't. That's way too fucking slow. Way too slow.
That has. Hang on, what's that? A good song there. I
feel like that would be like the 1-2 combo. Like that will never turn on my Xbox on again. Go check out RoboBeat. It came out a couple of days ago, and I think it's really rather splendid and a nice change of pace, definitely from Kingdom Come with its slow fucking tediousness at times. Nice. All right. Thank you very much. Let's do
thank you, Jay.
Grayman. Let's do Grayman one more time. Graham, I see you have the one and only AFC 25 on here again. So I'm going to ask you now. What's your best pull?
To be honest, the best pools haven't been pulling up anything, so I've had to make my own luck. And I did a massive SBC, being as I got so much high fodder from the Team of the Year stuff that I put it to use and managed to get myself an honourable mentions Foden. So there's a Phil Foden
Honourable
one.
mentions. That's no Thunderstruck, is it?
What the fuck's that about?
So he didn't make the Team of the Year, but he was the ones that got close to it, and so he got a super card that's quite up there with all the others on there. So quite highly rated. It cost a lot of fodder to get, and so I have added him to my team. So it's the closest I could get to a Team of the Year without actually getting one.
Ain't no Thunderstruck.
No Thunderstruck.
Ain't no Thunderstruck Kaka.
How well you say Thunderstruck, but what was my best pull, Gray?
Yeah, as well as playing a little bit with Pete on before the Royal Rumble, we managed to get a Thunderstruck Isaac.
Thunderstruck, Jay.
When
you said Thunderstruck Pete, I was like, does he know?
Wow, you got a Thunderstruck.
It's only alone though, so yeah.
Oh, how long did you
Like
get?
20 games.
20 games is still all right.
Yeah,
that'd be way more than I'll ever play it.
Wait, yeah, exactly. Same.
That's like a permanent team member for me.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done. Well done. So, other than honourable mention, whatever it was, how's the EAFC journey going? Is it still improved? You mentioned last time they'd improved.
Yeah, massive. They've even got themselves so smug about it. When I sort of turned it on earlier, he said, thanks to all the positive feedback about our latest release of configurations. It's like everyone knows it's so much better playing that now.
Is Pete good at it still?
Even Pete was getting into it. He was getting angry with it at first.
It is slightly different than 24. It took me a good game to warm up to it. But after that, we gelled we gelled.
Did you play together or online?
We did play together online against someone using Pete's half-assed sort of ultimate team, and we managed to pull back from like 2-0 down or something.
Oh yeah, we went 2-0 down. Yeah, we went 2-0 down while I was learning the game, and then we won 3-2 with a last-minute goal, didn't we?
We did a last-minute finish, so we ended up winning 3-2, and then we ballsed up on the other game, and we took a half each.
Yeah,
and smashed through that.
What was the score? I lost 4-2, and then you won 6-0 in one half.
Okay, we did end up winning like 8-2, but
I gave the control to my big brother. There you
go. But it's so much more fun since they added that latest kind of patch, and still enjoying it, and just wish I had a bit more pack luck to go with that, but still not much cop.
Fair enough. I got
Romero in the pack today, actually. Sorry.
You got what, sorry?
Romero, Gray's favourite Tottenham defender.
Was he Thunderstruck, though?
No, he was just...
We're not interested. We're not interested.
It was rare.
Thunderstruck with Charlison.
I'm not sure he's got any special card at the moment.
I want to give him a special card to begin with.
Last year he got a couple, but
really?
Yeah, not this year.
Okay. Yeah. Must feel generous.
It's at this point that Ross would normally bring up the site with all the pictures. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No. So we can move on.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Ian, it's your turn now. Let's round us off with the games we've been playing, and I need to put up a new banner. Tell us all about Xbox Taverns Legally Synced Nintendo each minute about Pokemon, some sort of
Pokemon Radical game? Red, yes.
Which is definitely a legal Nintendo game based around Pokemon, I'm sure.
It is not, technically legal, but not illegal because it's everywhere and you can download it easily. But yes, based Pokemon Radical Red. It's based off...
I'm not sure that will hold up in a court of law.
Yeah. It must be legal.
So it's based off Fire Red. Yeah, obviously because Radical. So it's based off that. So it's that world. But yeah, it's Radical Red. So it's a lot more ramped up in difficulty. There's level caps, so you can never go as high as you can't just like power level of Pokemon, just go trash the gym. There's obviously they've added like Mega Evolution, Gigantamax, all that kind of thing. So they've added like loads of little things, but based on the actual Pokemon Red world. And actually, it's really good fun. Like I finally started it again because I played it years and years ago. I never really started, but I thought a lot of me gallivanting away and all my travels, I thought at least that's something to do. So downloaded it on my mobile, and yeah, I gave it a go. And it seems to be really well on my phone. Like there's no issues, quite seamless. What's useful about it as well is like if you were like powering up a Pokemon or something, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy app I've got on my phone, you kind of forward time a bit, so you can actually like speed up the world. So if you just go on and just level up a Pokemon, you can quickly just make it go a bit more fast. So you just keep bashing A, and it works quite well. I think, like I say, it's really good work. It's very difficult. Like I think even before the first gym, I got stuck on. They have different special boss fights throughout the game as well. So it's not just the gym leaders are boss fights. Like I can't remember the guy's name. Pete might remember. But who's the bird gym leader in gold and silver?
Don't know.
Neither do I. Mine's gone blank. Basically, he comes like a little cameo in it, and he's got like 3 Pokemon. And it's literally it kept trouncing me. Like literally, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Literally, he has 3 Pokemon. He wiped the floor with all my 6 of them. So I have to go away, get a Shinx just to power up, just get lightning attack, so I can actually beat him.
What are the graphics like? Because obviously you mentioned like G Max Snorlax. Like, what does he look like when he's kind of Gigantamaxing?
I haven't actually got that far yet. I've played like maybe 4 hours.
Is it the old 8-bit graphics, whatever it was?
Yeah, it's all 8-bit graphics. Literally, it's all based off Fire Red, so it's all 8-bit Game Boy Advance graphics. But they just make it so well. Like literally all the little bits, like even like they've added like Gen 8 and 9. So even like you've got like my starter was Litten, because obviously Incineroar was the best starter of all time. Fuck you, Ross. You would never ever change my mind. And I like Blastoise because I'm so old school. I can't do Scottish voice. That's Dan voice.
It says you achieved.
I don't want to try and do a Scottish voice. Let's not divulge this. Fuck you. God.
Ross can't even spell it right.
Are you Chivo hunting? Are you using the achievement?
No, I actually haven't bothered yet.
No, yeah, he says that.
But so he kept trouncing me, so literally I had to go and get a Shinx just to try and actually beat him. And even then, even when I got a Shinx, I managed to take one of his Pokemon down and literally destroyed most Pokemon. Lucky enough, my starters carried me through. Managed to find an egg, which gave me a Trico. So managed to level up to Goval, which is quite useful. So I've got quite a nice little team at the moment going along. I'm only literally about to fight Misty, but again, because of the level cap, it's quite useful. But obviously, you can't get loads of XP quickly, and this obviously keeps stopping the level cap. So even after the second gym, you level cap might be raised up maybe like only like 30 or something. So you're always matching the gym levels and stuff. So far so good. Loving it. I want to go back to it. It keeps stopping me from playing Zelda as well, which helps me because I want to play Zelda more. But I need to use that for my travels when I go gallivanting for the next 2 months.
Indeed.
Sounds like a complete legal game I want to play.
Yes, absolutely.
Very 100% recommend it. There's a difficulty which I like because I find sometimes the Pokemon games are just way too easy. But even this one, I'm like,
as they added generations, the games got easier, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like the old Fire Green Reds were like nails hard because especially the Dragon, when you got to the Dragon gym, and then obviously beating the Elite Four was quite a challenge, wasn't it? And then obviously
this one they've brought in all the Pokemon in, so like even Gen 8 and 9 are in this, and they've evolved it so much more. They've added say a past gym leaders kind of turn up and cameo. They've got a special like trainers that come and fight you, and like apparently like past champions that come along as well and fight you every now and again. So they're visiting the world and they challenge you to a fight. So yeah, really good, really worth it. I'll give you the guide of how to do it if you wanted to get it on your phone.
Legally, yeah.
Very, very worth it. And Graham is laughing for some reason.
It's because he said legally.
It's legally.
Hey! I mean, I've got an Apple phone, so I doubt it'll run.
It does work on Apple. I tested my iPad first, and I realised my iPad's absolutely massive. I'm not going to be carrying that around me playing it, so I put it on my phone instead.
iPhone. Anyway,
who uses work iPhones?
I know, outrageous. Anyway, thank you very much. Pokemon, whatever it's called, legally distinct
Pokemon than me, the wanker.
Yeah,
legal Pokemon legal red.
Yes, legal red, definitely. All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much.
By the way,
that's far enough into the shenanigans, I think, for this week for the games we've been playing. Like I said, we'll talk about Project Game Pass next week. Possibly play Project Game Pass next week. Maybe we'll talk about that. We'll let you know. And yeah, hopefully I would have played something other than fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance at some point in the next week or two, so we can talk about that as well. Gentlemen, let's get into the pluggles. Does anyone want to plug me? Because I don't really want to plug myself. It's not the same.
I can do it if you want.
Go on, Ian, you plug me. Plug me, baby.
I haven't got a top 5, so I might as well plug. Unless Pete's got a top 5.
I did.
Cool. We'll do Pete's top 5 in a minute. Thank you very much. We are now YouTube partners, so please become a member. Exclusive content is always being uploaded. Send in your supers for immediate response and questions, or whack in any questions in chat, and we'll definitely answer them, as we have been doing throughout the show. You can find us at Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, YouTube Podcast, all the podcast services available. If you're an Apple, give us a nice little 5-star. That helps us greatly. We've got a CD Key affiliate link as well. Doesn't cost you extra, but chuck us a few pennies, and then will help us out in keeping the site up. And also Jamie's Cayman Island Fund. As we know, he needs to.
I've got to go back to Florida at some point, don't I?
All our
VR
reviews,
stuff.
To his native Floridians.
his Floridians, yes. Embezzle that money, especially how much money he gets for paid reviews. All that rated reviews can be found on xboxtavern.com. So please head over there if you want to see our reviews. We've got quite a few reviews going up as we can speak. We've just recently had, as mentioned earlier, Lonely Mountain Downhill Snow Riders. We've had Sniper Assistance review, Cousin review, and Eternal Strands. So yeah, please go check it out there. All great reviews, all well written. Socials, you can see along the bottom of the screen. You can find us on TikTok, Xbox Tavern Official, also TikTok and Xbox Tavern, and all the Majaki. We finally got Insert Coin. No, I think that's the old one.
No, that's a new one.
Coins. It's still a new one?
It's a new one.
Oh, it's a new one. That's going to upset me, though. You can use the Insert Coin for ICXBT24 because we
don't just so do it ICXBT24 for 10% off orders over £50 until the end of the year. All other doodads apply, including no gift cards, no bundles, stuff like that.
But 10% off over 50 is very good. That's a nice little £5 if you can do quick maths.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. And you can always find us at OnlyFans, where Daniel is posting feet pics.
Indeed. Go check them out. And more importantly, go check out xboxtavern.com. Like I said, lots of reviews there. Nice. All right. Especially because Pete, drop me a quick top 5, and then we've got some news to get through. To be honest, I don't want to spend a long time on the news because there is, but there isn't. So, Pete, drop us a top 5, and then we'll get into it.
You guys got your pens and papers ready?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
But I use my PC.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we all love Halo, right? So, this isn't about Halo.
Good. Fuck Halo.
You guys should score quite easily on this one. So, what are the top 5 games that have recently been added to Game Pass as of 7 p.m. tonight?
Bitch.
Okay.
Top 5 games. It can be any order. You don't have to get them in right order. So, what were the last 5 games that were added to Game Pass?
Oh, the last 5 games.
Last 5 games that were added to Game Pass. Slightly different top 5, but I thought
Okay.
Because it goes recently added the top 5.
No, looking at the document, everybody cheating.
Yeah, Jay.
No, that's games to come, not games added.
True. This is who knows? Who knows? That document gets updated randomly. Just because, Pete, while we're trying to figure out the answers here, why don't you take the lead? Top story on the news there about Phil Spencer explains why you should buy an Xbox in a multi-platform era, because we want to win on capabilities. So have a little read and discuss that topic point while we come back for you.
Okay, so thank you for throwing me in the deep end, Jay. So yes, so
anytime.
On this website, on videogamechronicles.com, Phil Spencer has explained why you should buy an Xbox in its multi-platform era. We want to win on capabilities. Xbox CEO reiterates it's still committed to hardware, Obviously, recently there's been discussions about obviously first-party Xbox titles coming to PlayStation. So everyone's kind of thinking that Microsoft is going to become like a game-only studio. But Phil Spencer is out to debunk it, and he has discussed where Xbox console hardware fits within its new, more open approach to multi-platform game development. So just to read this verbatim, it says, since the start of last year, Microsoft has brought an increased number of games to rival platforms, and its gaming CEO, Phil Spencer, has said there are now no red lines for which games it could port next. Its new marketing campaign even proclaims that virtually any device is now an Xbox. So we've seen in the past where, Doom can be run on a toaster. I'm sure...
PDF.
Or a PDF,
Yeah.
that was last week, wasn't it? I'm sure. I'm not too sure we'll be seeing Forza on a PDF, but you never know. He said that I want people to. Yeah, he goes on and says that I want people to pick hardware based on the capabilities of that hardware and how that fits into the choices that they want to make about where they want to play, and we want the hardware to win based on the hardware capabilities that we have. He thinks the difference that we've seen in the last 20 years, and I think this is good because I come from building games. It's really games. Oh my god, I can't speak. Is it really games first, not platforms first? Most of the games that you or I will talk about run across so many different platforms, and those are the games that are having success. Those are the games that are top of the charts. I want to build a platform that services those creators, the creators that are trying to meet people on every screen. So yes, it sounds like even though Phil is committed to having Xbox hardware in the future, he's obviously very, very much open to having all games and all platforms, which I think is very, very good. Obviously, I'm not too sure PlayStation will fall in line with that because they're very much about money.
The thing different is Microsoft can afford to put their games on other platforms where PlayStation can't.
And the thing is, hardware is not where the profit is for gaming industry. So
hardware makes hardly any profit. There's no margin
exactly. So
it's all about the games.
To focus on games everywhere it makes sense from a business point of view. And that went way back to when I was working for the Nintendo in the early 10s. It was always, hardware is you don't make profit. It's games is where it's at. That's why
I read an article somewhere that Microsoft could sell all their Xboxes for pretty much nigh on free, and they'll still make money on Game Pass. And
that's the same as like even back in like 2012, 2013, like someone I used to know that worked in EA was like EA could give out FIFA for free every year and still make tens of millions and millions of profit because the amount of
Ultimate Team,
I
think I had to think about Madden as well because Madden's still got a massive Ultimate Team in America.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me in the near future if we see some kind of live service FIFA, but then I think eFootball have messed it up so much. I think they probably scared anyone else from doing that.
Was it Pro Evolution, wasn't it, before?
Yeah, it was Pro Evo. I mean, it's had a lot of different name iterations, but eFootball was the current one, but it was Pro Evo before that, and it was ISS Pro before that.
But at the same point, like, if they can keep selling the game for 60, 70 quid and making all that money on top, they're going to keep doing it. This
is the thing as well. Obviously,
not that I agree with it, but
I don't know if it's one of the articles you read last week or end of last year, but obviously a lot of game developers are hoping that Rockstar price GTA 5 at like 100 quid because then it will open the floodgates. But
I'm gonna stop you there. It was all the people investing who hope they can put the money up, which is
exactly.
Which
it would not be. It'd be
I know they're somewhat needed, not really, but I know companies need them. But
for me, someone that wants GTA 6, if it comes at 100 quid, I don't care how much I want to play it. I'm waiting for a sale. Like
you won't have to wait for a sale. I'm buying it day one, so you're fine.
GTA,
I mean, even if you weren't,
I'm buying the best edition day one. So however much it is, whether the super edition is, I'm buying that straight away. So I think the cap I was paying is 100, probably about 90. I would say 89.99 would be the most I'll pay for if it's like an all stuffs like extra content version. But I think if it's just a standard version, has to be about 60 quid. That's my limit, and I can find a code. This is the problem.
The standard editions go to 80 quid. It's going to be bad because they're still going to hide stuff behind the paywall.
But then that's the thing.
That's what will annoy me.
GTA can get away with it because it is GTA, and like Ian, like I wouldn't mind spending 100, maybe 120 quid on a super edition of GTA, just because I know it's going to be a game that I'm going to play for years. It's going to be awesome. But then if someone like Ubisoft come out with Far Cry 7 and we're like, that's 120 quid as well because GTA did it, I'll be like, you can get fucked. I love Far Cry, so I'm not paying that.
But also GTA might do it separately because you've seen obviously mid-game cycle with GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. They've started to kind of individually price the online multiplayer and the single player. So you might even, GTA 5, the online was delayed like a month or two after the launch, wasn't it?
Originally, yeah, but when it comes to Series X and S, you could buy them separately.
You might even get online. Yeah, they might even charge £100 to say, look, we're charging you £50 for single player, but we'll charge you £50 for multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Games like Call of Duty, you pay £70, and that's predominantly on multiplayer, isn't it? So
yeah, but Call of Duty's got zombies, it's got the campaign, it's got everything, so it's got at least more game modes. I know how much people think and moan about it, but I just don't think Rockstar are that greedy, or maybe they are.
Whoa!
I think they're also not that dumb.
Have you not met their lawyers who shut down everyone?
Take-Two would be that greedy, not necessarily Rockstar, but
yeah.
Anyway, we've been
we're sidetracked there.
We're talking about something else.
This is why you don't let me do the news, Jay, because it just goes off on a massive tangent.
All right, well, before we get back to the news of Xbox and putting their games in the hardware, blah blah blah, let's do this top 5 and get it away, shall we? Let me show you these
top 5. So I asked you what were the most recent 5 games that were added to Game Pass in no particular order. Let's go around this way, that way. So Graham, let's go to you first. What are your 5 guesses?
Well, I heard Eternal Strands, and I saw a bit of that, so I put that in there. And you said you're playing Sniper Elite, which I know was on there. I think I saw UFC in there as well, and there were 2 that I saw pop up yesterday. I had a look at the trailer yesterday, so I know Citizen Sleeper. I think it might be number 2 or something, but Citizen Sleeper, and I saw a Jedi Survivor pop in there because I've got it on my wish list. I've had it on there for ages, and it keeps popping up every time anything Jedi Survivor comes up. Ding, a message pops up. This is now in Game Pass. This is now on sale. So I think Jedi Survivor got back in there. So
cool.
That's my
5. For me,
I'm looking at the Game Pass app, Larry, and I can see you on your glasses.
Ooh.
I've got Sniper Elite Resistance, Citizen Sleeper 2, because I was speaking to Jay about it earlier. Ninja Gaiden Black 2, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, because I started playing this, and I couldn't think of a 5th one, so I put Indiana Jones, even though I know it's completely wrong. But unlike Ross, I actually put an answer down. I'm going, I don't know.
That's Scottish for you. They can't finish.
His impressions are on point again.
Yep, he's back. He's back.
Jay, what are your guesses?
I must admit, I almost put Star Wars Grey, but I decided against it, and I forgot about Lonely Mountain. So I've gone with Citizen Sleeper 2, Sniper Elite Resistance, Eternal Strands, Orcs Must Die. I forget the subtitle, but it's in there somewhere. And Shady Part of Me, which I don't know if that's a full title or not, but something like that.
So I can tell you that one of you has 2, one of you has 3, and one of you has 4.
Fucking Graham's done it again, hasn't he? He's slacking all year.
Yeah, no, I've not won any of these things.
You won last
week's.
No, that's the quiz, not the top 5s.
No, you won
the
top 5
last week. We put the Halo one. Remember, you put Halo 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
That is true.
So the one you all missed, which was added today, was Far Cry New Dawn.
Yes. Oh no, I didn't see that.
That's why I said from 7 p.m. because it was added literally about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay.
There was Citizen Sleeper 2, which you all got. Sniper Elite Resistance that you all got. There was Eternal Strands, which I believe Jamie and Graham got.
Yep.
And then the person who got the 4th and correct one is Jamie with Shady Part of Me.
There's a shady answer as well.
Yeah.
Shady answer from Jay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Jay wins with 4 points. Star Wars was on there till about Sunday, and then they added Orcs Must Die is now number 6 because they added Far Cry. So had you checked before going on, Jay, you might have actually got all 5. But Orcs Must Die is now number 6 because it was overtaken by New Cry Far Dawn.
All right.
So well done, Jamie. You've won the unofficial
Finally
top 5.
Got an unofficial top 5 win. Thank you very much. I only know
How does
Shane
it feel to play at top 5?
Pulled it on both
I got 2. So.
Yeah, Ian got
But not
it.
so much.
This is why Ian hosts, because he got
Why
2
don't I do
points.
All right. Well, thank you very much, especially to speak for the super special top 5 there. Oh, and Ross is in the fucking chat giving us some shit. Look at him. Look at him. Go on,
It's
Ross.
after-
Someone's
I think it's
knickers are in a
Ian's
twist.
last
tonight. I don't know
impression.
who he could be talking about.
Don't know what he's talking
Anyway.
about.
Well, I mean, just
Definitely not
Anyway.
me.
Anyway, back to news. So Xbox, basically, they want to keep doing hardware. They want to have hardware that's the best hardware. I sat and be like Trump then, didn't I? Sorry.
That's what
Best hardware. The best hardware.
They want to have the hardware. They want to have the best hardware.
We're going to make Sony pay for it. We're going to
So
make
many-
Sony pay for the
Gonna make
hardware.
so many games.
We're going to make all the games.
It's going to be
All
so
the
amazing.
It's going to be the
All
best
the
games.
games.
It's going to be the best.
Made by America
hardware.
for
All the
America.
Got everything.
See, now the important thing is the hardware is going to be amazing.
Terra
It's gonna be
Simulator
the best hardware
2025.
you've ever seen because the hardware is going to be amazing and the hardware is the hardware and no further questions. Anyway, so yes, fucking I'll throw myself right off now. So they want to have the best hardware, Trump aside, but they're also not averse to saying that, look, we know not everybody's going to want to buy an Xbox to play our games, so let's put them everywhere. So they're putting stuff on PlayStation and PC, on Steam, on cloud services, on the Switch 2 eventually when it comes out. He said they're going to support it as well. They just today announced that Age of Empires Retold and Age of Empires 2, I think it is, are coming to PS5 very shortly. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5 this year somewhere, which was announced a couple of days ago. And obviously we've got Doom, we've got what's the other one from the Direct? Blanking. It's gone. What's it gone? Ninja Gaiden 4. They're doing coming to PS5 as well. At some point soon, and I imagine Avowed will come to other consoles at some point soon. And the whole Phil Spencer's, or was it no? Sorry, Louis Spencer's whole idea is that that basically they still want to create hardware. They still want to create powerful hardware, but they're also not bothered if you play it on the cloud or if you play it on a PlayStation or Steam or any other consoles I've just mentioned. And personally, I don't give a shit. Like, as long as we can play the games, good stuff. But obviously, some people on the internet are going to get their knickers in the twist, as Ross said, and go, "Oh, what's the point in buying an Xbox now?" Well, as Phil said, Louis said, they want to make hardware that's worth you buying because it's going to be the best place to play. So obviously, the Series X is technically more powerful than the PS5, although it doesn't quite prove it a lot of the time because they've sold like a quarter of the amount of units to the PS5 unofficially. So a lot of people are focusing on the PS5 and then worrying about the Xbox afterwards, whereas they just want to have a box that says Xbox on it, or maybe it doesn't even say Xbox on it. Maybe it'll say, Microsoft's gaming machine 1.0, 95 CE, and as long as they've got a box out there as well as everything else, they're on to win out. I mean, they've become the biggest publisher of games. I think it was last year, by putting things like Call of Duty and Indiana Jones is coming to PS5 at some point soon as well. I think, is it June it's coming? I can't remember the date they put down. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole point is now they own Bethesda and Activision and all these other companies. They're now the biggest third-party publisher on PlayStation, and they have their own consoles. And they have Game Pass, obviously, which is only on Xbox and the cloud, obviously. But yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, and I hope that it sort of future fingers it into everyone else, because there's no need to at this point. I understand back in the day why things were platform specific, but these days everything's so very similar. Like the PS5 and the Xbox are basically the same machine, just in a different box. Why not put everything everywhere? You can get twice the audience, or maybe not twice the audience, but a larger audience by combining your efforts than that's saying you can only play this on a certain console. No, I want to play it everywhere. Gentlemen, I've been waffling. Please, I'm waiting for one of you to jump in and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, am I wrong? Am I right?
No, you're right. Sort of exclusivity is the thing of the past, when they were promoting kind of competition, but those kind of days are a bit more gone now. With
I agree as well. It's just, I think it was such a big uproar. Now it was like, it is what it is now.
It's created this toxic tribalism, hasn't it? like in any industry that's
Oh,
got
that was
like,
always
two
there.
competing brands.
Yeah, but again, that was all like the playground wars of Sega versus Nintendo and stuff. But as he said in the
There's
interview,
no social media back there.
he is talking about games that like Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rocket League, stuff like that. It doesn't matter where you play; you can play with your friends, and you can play cross-platform, PS5, Xbox, PC, Switch, blah blah blah. And so why would you not then leverage that idea of, well, I can play the game you're talking about because I've got a console or I've got a PC. I don't have to have the specific one, and that makes more sense to be like, well, put games everywhere than your friend at school telling you how much you're enjoying Halo 5, for example. Not that you would enjoy Halo 5 because it's not very good, and then you'd be like, well, are you going to play it? No, I've only got a PlayStation. Never mind. Oh, I guess I'll just miss out on that one. No, but everywhere. Let everybody play everything. Not Halo 5, it's not very good. But the rest, the good games, put them everywhere. Why not? And again, like, how many times, I think we spoke about this in the past, how many times have I bought fucking Ocarina of Time on different consoles? Why can't I just buy Ocarina of Time once? One more time. I'll buy it one more time and then have it everywhere.
I think
I was the same with Final Fantasy 10, to be fair.
I think exclusivity is literally the last weapon left in the game. Because if you take that away, you pretty much got exactly the same games on both consoles. They pretty much got exact same power, performance. You can play 120 hertz, bloody whatever the frames. So the power is the same, the look's the same. The only difference are controllers and the exclusive games. I mean, you can even cross-platform play now. So it's like
Exactly.
the only things different are literally controllers and the exclusive
and ecosystem.
Otherwise, you're literally the same thing.
So obviously, we prefer the Xbox ecosystem because that's what we've been playing on for 20 odd years.
Yeah, exactly.
But people who've been playing on PlayStation for all this time, they prefer that. But why, when they buy a copy of Far Cry New Dawn, why not? Why is their copy any different to our one just because it's on a different platform? It's not. It's the same game. It's just segregated because you've got a different controller in your hand. Doesn't matter. Just fucking mix it up, fuse and figure it away. Come on. The future is now.
Give us Uncharted Thieves Legacy on Xbox, and I'll be happy.
If they brought out Uncharted and Last of Us on Xbox, I would 100% buy them games again. I know I just talked about not having to buy games again, but I would. Because
the only game
they were the OG games that made you buy a PlayStation, right? Back in the
they were the
PSP
only reasons I bought
days.
any PlayStation console. Yeah.
I mean, the only game I'll probably potentially consider would be, other than Legend of Dragoon, would be maybe the new Final Fantasies, just to play them again. But even then, will I play them again? Probably not.
Yeah. But again,
maybe only Legend of Dragoon, really. Because the only other game I'll just play on the PlayStation, that'd be done.
It just needs to be more of I know I've made this comparison in the past, but when you buy a Blu-ray player, not that anyone does anymore, it plays it all Blu-rays, doesn't matter. But every Philips ones, Sony ones, I don't know who else makes fucking Blu-ray players, but they all have their different quirks, but they all play the same stuff. And I know it's more complicated with games because it's not just streaming a movie, but there's no reason in this day and age when you've got things like the Steam Deck and the Legion Go and the ROG Ally and stuff like that, where they're all playing the same games, even though they're all on Steam. Doesn't matter what console, what handheld you've got, they all play the same stuff, just slightly differently. Why can't that be true for consoles as well?
Exactly
True.
that.
So we'll see. I think we're in for some interesting times as we get into our older years where we don't have as much time to play video games anymore. Finally, they'll have figured out.
Hey, what's console wars back? Hey, console wars!
No, fuck the console wars.
I want Sega versus Nintendo again.
Peace and love. I mean, if Sega brought a new console out, I'd want them obviously to win, but that's not the point. What we need is right now Fusion Fingers, everything everywhere, and and then we can pick and choose what console we would prefer to play on. It doesn't matter what console we have. Yeah. Any thoughts, gentlemen, on this before we move on? Because again, I'm repeating points I've made in the past.
I hope to be repeating ourselves.
So basically, Big Phil, Big Louis Spence, keep it on. Keep it up. Keep putting the games everywhere, and eventually maybe everyone else will follow your lead. There's not really much else in terms of news. Very, very quick. Has everybody here played Indiana Jones? I can't remember. I know Ian's played some.
No,
I haven't played it.
Oh, you completed it? Sorry. Okay. So it's been played by over 4 million players. That's not bad for a game, again, on Game Pass that's got a bit of a leg up, but it's obviously coming to PlayStation at some point this year, like I said, and it's on. I think it's on Steam, but it's on obviously Xbox PC Game Pass as well. Very good game. Highly recommend it. You can go read the review on xboxdam.com. Why not? It's a good review. Very well written. I'm sure there's plenty of spelling mistakes in there if you look hard enough. It's probably not even very hard, but it's in there somewhere. We got Baldur's Gate 3. Everybody loves a bit of Baldur's Gate 3 here.
Yeah.
Except for
Except for you.
they're finally adding split screen co-op on Xbox Series S. So the whole reason it got delayed being released on Xbox was because they couldn't get the split screen co-op working on Series S. They decided eventually got Microsoft to let them release it without that requirement on Series S, and now they're adding it. Somehow they've managed to work some magic and get it working. So if you really, really wanted to play Series S Baldur's Gate 3 in co-op split screen, now's your time. I feel like it's a very niche, niche audience there.
Yeah,
just a little bit there.
Again, good work. Why not? Keep it up. Ian, you know you love this one. Gears of War collection. Supposedly it's a real thing, and it's coming. There was rumors it's going to be revealed at the Xbox Developer _Direct, but it wasn't. But they believe it's going to come out at some point this year, and it will launch on PS5 day one. Gears of War PS5. What's this? Blasphemy.
Yeah, make them
Blasphemy.
suffer the shit show that game is.
So will that be like the Master Chief collection, will it? But in Gears of War style.
As I understand it, it will be the first 3 years, maybe Judgment as well, but we don't need to worry about Judgment so much. But
It's just the first
this leak,
remaster. The Gears collection is just the first 3 games.
It's Judgment, the ODST in Gears of War.
It is, except it is actually a bad game, whereas ODST is the best Halo. So yes, basically,
It's just the
Gears
first
of
3.
Gears of War trilogy, the first 3 games, which you haven't seen on the modern console. They're not stuck on a 360 because you can play them, but they haven't had a proper upscuff outside of the remaster of the first one that they did a few years back. But I would like to see all 3 of them, and then we can play them.
Maybe when Health is
them.
over and now I'm retired, I might start them on the new remastered ones.
We can play them.
So I don't think I can go back and play the first one with how shit the 360 it was.
Very good.
Or maybe on a remastered version might make me look pretty and it look pretty.
It's a good. I've only played a little bit of the remastered version, but it's well worth a play if you haven't played it before. But yeah, hopefully we'll get that announced soon. Probably at Summer Game Fest, I imagine, in June. And as well as plenty of other announcements, because by then Doom will be out, Avowed will be out, South of Midnight, and Clair Obscur will be out. So we'll have plenty of room for new games coming into the end of the year. And then finally, it's not really a news story as such, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the article on Eurogamer by Tom Ori about Xbox Game Pass. He says the headline is, it's taken 8 years, but finally Game Pass is positioned to save the Xbox console business and give Xbox a point. And it's a very well written article about why, like we were just saying, like the console wars, the playground wars, of Xbox versus PlayStation, and why his particular son prefers Xbox and why he prefers Xbox, and why Game Pass he feels now gives it a good sort of selling point of, yes, you can play Xbox games on PlayStation and Switch and PC and stuff, but Game Pass is the big deal because you can play all these games without necessarily having to buy them, without that sort of commitment to it. Highly recommend checking it out. You're a gamer, go check it out. It's a good little read.
It's a good little read, but the picture they put up really annoys me because it always reminds me of how Phil Spencer wears jackets they can never do up.
Well, if he got some fashion advice from Louis Spencer, he'd be all right, then, wouldn't he?
He should have got some fashion advice. Always reminds me every time. Buy a coat that fits.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't want that sort of thing, though. He's got to show off his guns, hasn't he?
Show off his top.
Nice. Well, that's enough, I think, for us. We've been going an hour and a half, and it's wonderful Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Let's round off, as we always do, with the Game Pass stuff. I'm going to go through to special guest Pete because he updated this for us very kindly. Games coming to Game Pass, including the aforementioned.
Yep. So games coming to Game Pass this month that have been revealed already. Far Cry New Dawn, which was in our top 5 quiz, has arrived today and is available to download. I believe Far Cry is it's kind of the added on DLC sequel to number 4, isn't it? Once you've killed the very good. And then we've got Another's Crab Treasure, which comes tomorrow on Game Pass Standard. Oh my god, Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes comes also tomorrow on Game Pass Standard. Starfield
Yeah,
Added
they're
to-
adding it
it was
to
an alternate
the
now,
standard or core or whatever it is.
Oh, of course, yeah. So Starfield also. I was like Starfield for some reason. I had Starfield's coming in to Game Pass standard tomorrow as well. Madden NFL 25. So if you're hyping up for the Super Bowl in is it next weekend, Ian, or the week after?
This weekend.
This weekend, then. So obviously, if you want to get that Travis Kelce groove on, you can do on the 6th. Kingdom 2 Crowns. Yeah. Kingdom 2 Crowns coming on February 13th, sorry, and then Avowed, which launches February the 18th, and that is your list so far.
So again, big one this month. Avowed coming out. We'll have a review up at some point in the next. Well, near launch. One of our team is playing it right now. I can reveal that. I'm allowed to say that, but I'm not saying anything else other than that. So yeah, we'll have a review at some point, hopefully near launch. Watch out for that. Ian, it's not all good. Obviously, stuff is leaving Game Pass, including I've just noticed a game on there that's leaving, which upsets me a little bit. Go for it.
I'm going to guess the game is a little to the left.
It is indeed.
Yes, unfortunately, we have several games leaving us this month on the 15th. Madden 23, because they always add the new one in and take one out. So as 25 got added, 23 goes. As we just mentioned, a little to the left, Tales of Arise, Return to Grace, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, UFC 3, Indivisible, and a brilliant game, which I will not really recommend it now because we won't finish it in time, but Merge and Blade.
I think you played that as well, didn't you, Graham? Merge and Blade?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he was playing that, yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I think-
Tetris stop for fighters.
Yeah, and Tales of Arise is a game that I wanted to play for ages, but I never
That is
get around to
awesome.
downloading it and playing it. Because you played that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I reviewed
That's
that one.
nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I keep wanting to play it, but I keep not downloading. I'm going to download it once we finish here.
Give it a go.
Indivisible.
You got
I know.
11 days. Indivisible was like RPG type one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It's like a side-scrolling sort of RPG one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so a lot of good
I
games.
own that already, so I can play it.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, you reviewed that, I think, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Hence why I know.
And I got a spare code of the Tavern.
Yes. And a little to the left, I enjoyed that puzzle game tremendously. Again, I do believe I actually own it, so it's not the end of the world, but I did enjoy a little to the left. And the DLC, I forget what it's called, like cupboards and drawers, and what's the other one? I can't remember what the other
Another one
but
was Cupboard and Drawers and Stars, and not Stars and Stripes, Seeing Stars.
yes, that's it. CSRs, yeah, very good, nice little game. Again, it's something you can play for half an hour just to have a go at a couple of puzzles and then move on to play something else. So recommend
the
checking it
cheats
out
in that
before
game
you've got
back in my day.
outrageous.
No, I know.
Before you're
retired.
tired. Yeah,
More
of course,
retirement.
yeah. I believe you. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on this Tuesday evening. It was unplanned delay, but we got there. We'll be back this Sunday, hopefully at 8 p.m. Either some Project Game Pass gameplay or indeed another podcast where we talk about whatever news is going on this week. We'll talk about the game we are going to play for Project Game Pass eventually at some point this week, either on socials at Xbox Tavern on Twitter or Blue Sky. You can find us there, or indeed over here on YouTube. And then we'll let you know. And thank you very much. I've been Jamie. You can find me at TNaxan in most places, including on Xbox, where you can just check out my wonderful achievements and how fast I'm catching up on Ian. You can find Ian
At Nutty Ray, and you can see me eventually get 2 million one day.
eventually when I've done it. Yeah, you can find Graham
At Grim Reaper, and I'll never
You
get to
can
it.
Yeah, you will. And special guest Pete.
Peter Kinich, and you won't see me because I appear offline.
Offline Kings, maybe. Offline Kings. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you at some point in the near future. Goodbye. Farewell.
Thank you very much.
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Goodbye.